All right. Fire them up! What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Genre of Your Life podcast, episode number 72, your go-to podcast for all things movies, TV, entertainment. I'm one of your hosts, Doug Jones. With me, as always, are my amazing co-hosts, two of the best people in the world. First off, we have the amazing, incredible, wonderful, it's Mr. Nick Johnson. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. Happy mid-April, we'll call that. Yeah, we're almost in the summer movie season, of course. Yeah, nothing too exciting going on right now in April.
Yes, sir.
Minus Sinners, of course. But glad we are all here together. And, of course, Mr. Hollywood himself, the amazing, incredible, wonderful, it's Mr. Moses Lally. What's going on, Moses?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here, as always, with two of the most amazing people, that I know. And I'm glad to be here, talk about movies. Yeah, what more can I ask for? So,
hey man, life is good. Life's good. Alrighty, guys.
Hell yeah.
And of course, you guys can find, again, for our new listeners, welcome to the podcast. If you're returning, welcome back to the podcast. And also, big shout out, thank you all for getting us. We just hit, I think, pretty cool milestone, which is 700 subs on YouTube, which is we are close to that 1,000 milestone, which is really, really cool. You all seem to be reacting to a lot of our episodes, and the video element of the podcast has been helping out a lot. A lot of our footage from CinemaCon, South by Southwest definitely was helpful to kind of getting more audience, kind of seeing what we're doing behind the scenes, stuff like that. And it seems like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff was a really big hit, which is really, really cool. So glad to see everybody responding to that very well, of course. And of course, a lot of Q&As we posted as well. And I think I just finalized our entire package of our South by coverage, which is now exclusively on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Productions. And again, it'll be a big playlist called South by 2025. You can see all our coverage there, which is really cool. And of course, you can find the show on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, or your favorite podcast platform of choice. While you're there, rate, subscribe, review the show. We want to hear from you guys. All press is good press. Good, neutral, bad. Hey, we want to hear from you guys, seriously. And again, we do have I know I'm probably tired of me saying this, but again, we do have our ongoing goal of 200 ratings on Apple Podcasts. Again, Apple Podcasts seems to be the nucleus and the heart of podcasting for entertainment. So help us. That helps us a lot with more coverage, more interview access, more coverage for events and festivals and conventions, and more screenings. So that truly means the world to us. So thank you all for supporting whether on YouTube or Spotify or podcasting. It means the world to us. So thank you. And again, of course, we have a lot more cool things on the pipeline for you as we head into the summer movie season. Alrighty, boys. So starting off this week, of course, we have our review of the upcoming Universal Pictures and, of course, Blumhouse, and should I say Platinum Dunes, Michael Bay, everybody, their release of their new horror thriller, Drop. And Drop follows the story of a widowed mother's first date in years takes a terrifying turn where she's bombarded with anonymous threatening messages on her phone during their upscale dinner, leaving her questioning if her charming date is behind their harassment. Done. Moses, my friend, you are the most recent one to see this movie. Nick and I saw it in South by, so I'm starting with you. What did you think of Blumhouse's Drop?
I thought the opening overall was, overall I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. And I was definitely, on my toes the whole entire sort of viewing of the film and everything. And it was definitely a good movie. I love the ending. I'm not gonna talk about it because it was spoilers. It was very sweet. Maybe because I'm a romantic, I'm not exactly sure. But I definitely thought that the beginning was very slow and everything like that. It was very, very dry, a little bit. But then once she got to, the actual the actual date, location, everything like that. That's when I really, really appreciated the, the momentum and everything, and how basically everything started to pick up a little bit more and everything. You start to see your, the POV of how of this whole entire sort of like a restaurant and everything. And yeah, I love the way it kind of had a, like a upbeat sort of like a rhythm to as
Ooh.
well, and and yeah, I was definitely entertained. There wasn't really, a point in time once you got to the restaurant where I felt bored, but I did think, I was like, man, like if I was the day and whatnot, I would have left like a long time ago. I would have been like, I'm sorry. Even I was like, I'm sorry. I can't do this. Even
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how gorgeous you look or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I still gotta go. I still gotta bounce. You know what I mean? Even even how amazing the view looks and everything like that, I would have been like, this girl does not want to talk to me at all, right? Um, and
Oh, man.
yeah, I overall thought it was very entertaining. I love the upbeat dialogue too as well, and the fact that they involved a lot of people,
Mm.
including the background to be
Hmm.
involved within the restaurant instead of them being kind of like, almost as like filler seats,
Yeah.
in it. I love how everybody got engaged in terms of, the cast and background actors and everything like that, which I really, really appreciated. And yeah, in terms of as a viewer, it felt very more engaging. And I was also surprised by who that person was.
Hmm.
At the same time, I was not, but I'm glad it wasn't the person that we all obviously thought it was, or thought it could be.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm glad it wasn't that person. And because it would have been obvious, you know what I mean, or lazy in terms of storytelling. I feel like, you know. But overall, I thought it was great. I thought it was shot well. It was very pretty, too as well. And yeah, yeah, yeah. If if this was a movie though, that would have been like on streaming. Like I talked about this like earlier before, before we got on and everything like that. Probably would have waited a little bit longer to
Yeah.
watch, you know,
Hmm.
for some reason. But the fact that it was in theaters, it was really, really enjoyable. I really recommend people to go check this movie out and everything. If I had to rate it from 1 out of 10, I'll probably give it a, I'll probably give it a. Sorry, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about this other thing. Sorry. I'll probably give it a seven out of seven, yeah, 7 and a half.
I saw your
Yeah.
letterboxed rating. I was like, ooh, I knew it was rating before the podcast began. I was like, interesting. So I know all.
I'll give it a D.
uh, yeah,
No,
give it
but
a
I
D
think I
for
give it
a
a
D
D.
for drop.
I give it I give it a D drop. But sorry guys, inside joke.
If you know, you
But
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I would definitely I give it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, of course.
Yeah.
Because I was really entertained, and yeah, yeah, and I'm happy for the lead actress. I'm figuring her name because I first got introduced to her in the White Lotus,
Lotus, like Lotus. Yeah,
the show The White Lotus,
Megan Faye.
and
Yes,
everything.
sir.
I thought she done.
Yeah, Megan Faye.
Yeah, Megan. I thought she did really, really well on the show, and she really carried that show in some ways. When she was on screen and everything like that on that show, and I thought she did an amazing job. And I'm glad that she's getting, I guess, quote unquote, her flowers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, in some ways, because she's really, really talented. I think, she can carry a movie, in which she did really, really well carrying this movie, and as well as our leading man here. I'm forgetting his name.
Brendan
Um,
Sklenar. Sklenar?
yeah,
I might be mispronouncing that. I apologize, but
Yes, I got introduced to him too as well with that movie. Again, that movie. It was
Oh,
out just literally last year.
Ends with us,
Or Ends
right?
with Us. Yeah,
Ends
yeah,
with
I got
us. Yeah,
introduced
Blake
to him too as
Lively.
well, and
Oh
I thought
yeah.
kind of stole the show. You know, he kind of stole the show and everything like that
He's very
with his
charming.
character a little bit. And yeah, I'm glad he's getting his flowers here, and he's also being talked about, being portrayed as as Batman, for
Yeah.
the new DCU universe and everything.
You know,
So
and hearing that, and what's funny too is Doug. I don't know if you remember, but at South by at the award show, one of we met like one of his name was Ryan. He had brought up like, oh, I could kind of see him as Batman, and then we got back to
That's
AZ and like
right.
there were Moses to your point, they were saying all of this. He might be Batman like on
That's
Instagram,
right.
but I wasn't sure if it was serious because it was posted on the first, so I was like. I hope this isn't an April Fool's joke because I could see him like as Batman. I feel like that'd be really cool.
I
yeah,
saw it
yeah,
for
he
sure.
definitely has that. Charm.
He's a charisma. He's the charisma for it for sure. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Especially for like the Bruce Wayne part.
And,
Yeah.
And what's really smart about that to me is, again, and this is no offense to Robert Pattinson or Ben Affleck, but going back to the days of like, now we're going how we're seeing David Cornsweet with Superman, cast an unknown. Cast someone who is like, who's on the rise right now. Cast someone
Yep.
who hasn't like, kind of like, who isn't an A-list star yet. As the beauty of this film too is that these actors, both Megan and Brendan, it's like you don't see. It's not J-Lo. It's not Sterling K. Brown. It's not It's not Mahershala Ali and I don't know Margot Robbie. It's that like you're casting unknowns and you feel more real with this movie because again you don't know these you don't know these actors and to your point too, Mo, is that most of the cast are all unknowns. Oh yeah, they've been working actors for a little bit, but like I can't tell you like, oh yeah, that person is so and so. Like, yes, I saw that person in that movie before, whatever, blah blah blah. But like for the most part, this is a relatively unknown cast, which adds to the realness of this movie and the stakes. You're like, oh, I can't believe this. I don't see Timothée Chalamet. I don't see this person or Zendaya or whatever. It's like I see these actors because,
Yeah,
to your point, like we're getting to know them more as actors, and it adds more to the whole believability factor of this quote unquote nightmare date in this movie.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a nightmare day. Yeah.
Moses is like, I would not go for a date number 2 with this man.
I mean, yeah, I would, yeah, no, I would be like, hey,
lose my number, delete me on Hinge.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, you cool, like we can still be friends, but like, hey, first date, all of this shit is going on. Nah, I'm gonna have to bow out.
Dude, I would have been like blocked. Nah, I'm kidding, no.
I'm paying the bill.
No, but overall, it was.
You see his dust.
I'm not paying for this first date. I'd be like, oh hell no.
Oh no.
No. But I mean, at a certain point, I feel like I would feel bad though of what she's going through. A little bit.
Oh hell
I would
yeah.
be like, damn, like let me try to help you out here. But I would never talk to you again. But let me try to help you out.
I'd be like, you know what? I see that you're going through it clearly. Let's split this time.
Yeah. I'll split the bill with you this time. Oh, great.
Yeah. Has her pay that he just leaves like a $1 tip.
Oh no, my card's declined. Damn. My card is declined. Oh no.
I don't know. I must have left my card at home. Yeah. Damn.
You see at the window.
The way my account works, I can use that.
Yeah, I should have got paid today for my job, but the bank is kind of messing up. It's not gonna come in until next week. So I'll just Venmo you or something if that's cool.
Could you imagine? Hey, do you have Apple Pay? Apple Pay? No. Oh, sorry. Like, this is where I leave you.
Yeah, I don't worry.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, it's like, do you accept IOUs or
yeah. I'll go in the back and cook some dishes.
Hey, what if she was like, "Yeah, I do have Apple Pay." What would you say? Would you say?
I'd be like,
you got a spoiler.
I do have Apple Pay. You'd be like, "That's crazy." I don't, and then you did.
Let's be real.
I don't. You got Venmo? Yeah.
And again, it's not only a spoiler, but everyone in this movie has an Android too, and I'm like, oh my god. was like, man, it smells like broken here with all these androids I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
You
like,
know,
hold up.
no offense to anybody who have androids.
No offense, no offense, no offense.
Ain't no apples up in here.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. It was definitely a fun movie, and I appreciated being able to see it on like the premium screen, at a Regal and everything. So, and
Yes.
yeah, so it was it was a good time. So yeah.
all right, Nick. You and I saw it at the world premiere almost a month ago at South by. What did you think about Drop?
So, like Moses, I had a great time with this movie. I thought it was really fun. The history between Megan Faye and Brandon Sklenar, I thought worked really well. The thing that worked for me the most was just you really, really never were able to like figure out like who is sending her these messages. Like there's times where it might lean more towards this character or that character, but you never really know for sure until the reveal happens. And even the reveal, like it's one of those things where it's something like you don't or it's something that you don't expect, but it doesn't come out of the blue. They set everything up in such a way to that like when the reveal does happen, it's like, oh, okay, it's like you kind of follow the breadcrumbs. It's not just like some part of the expression, but they didn't just pull the ending out of their ass. So I really appreciated that about it. It was tense. Like I was on the edge of my seat. The humor I think worked really well. Like there's a in there who was surprisingly funny. I don't know that humor like that in a movie like this. Yeah, him right there.
The waiter.
He was surprisingly funny. Because also it's like I feel like we've all kind of had a waiter like this. Was kind of like, hey, yo, man, just bring me the fucking plate, bro. Like
it's like that one. It's like that one thing where it's like, hey, just put the fries in the bag.
yeah, man.
Just put fries in the bag.
Let's get on with it.
Now we see this since high school. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. but no, that's real though. But he was, the actor, the character was really funny. And also just the situation overall. Like I can't imagine being in the situation that she was in, like setting up for the movie. Like widow, haven't been on a date in like 5 years, single parent, all of that kind of stuff. And then the one time you go out, the first time you go out, all of this craziness is happening. Like, listen, I'm almost spoiled it, but if it was me, I'd be like, after this day, I'm gonna take another fucking 5-year break. Yeah. Shit was insane, dude. But no, like great movie. Like really fun, really fun movie. They did their thing with it. I didn't really feel like anything was lacking. Even the side characters, it felt like they all kind of served a purpose. Like nothing felt, I want to say superfluous, and I hope that's the right word. But nothing felt extra.
Big
nothing
words.
felt like unneeded or gratuitous here. Thank you. I know I used to read dictionary. Kid, fun fact, but it was a solid movie. I would give it like a solid B. I think I had a really good time with it. It was really fun. Obviously fun seeing it in South by Southwest, but even if I were to just see it like here in Arizona, my opinion wouldn't change. Like this was a good movie all around. Like I really have fun with those Blumhouse movies, and I like that shit. Hell yeah.
Respect.
I think this is going to be a movie I think we're all really positive about. I think I liked it a lot too. I do think I think, well, as we know, we're all pro theatrical, but it's one of those movies. I think Blumhouse is very good with this, whether it's like a Halloween or Get Out, or even like this. It's like you want to see a movie like this with the crowd. And I do think when we saw that South by, it enhanced the experience. People were cheering, people were clapping. It was like people were like just hollering, and it was like, this is like a movie like this. Is original, by the way. It's an original studio movie, made for less than $10 million, by the way, which is Blumhouse's kind of like secret sauce.
Wow.
Which is like,
really?
Yeah, less than 10 mil. And that's the beauty of Blumhouse, as we all know, because again, it's high concept, as Jason Blum says, it's high concept, low budget. Again, beauty of Get Out. $4.5 million budget movie was for Get Out. Invisible Man, $9 million.
Wow.
Upgrade, $3.5 million. It's like I think Blumhouse and A24 were getting a little too expensive with their own movies and their own budgets. They were kind of losing sight of what made them special in the first place, which was lower budget, filmmaker driven stories like this. And I think Chris Landon, who I'm a huge fan of, this guy. I mean, if you watch our Q&A our intro for his at South by, because he wrote Disturbia, one of my favorite movies of all time, and kind of like Disturbia and also like Drop. His kind of love for Hitchcockian stories. Like, this is a very modern day Hitchcock movie with Drop. Like, if Hitchcock had a modern day movie with tech and dating, this would be it, because it really felt Hitchcockian in very different elements of like storytelling, narrative choices, and characters. But to me, Chris Landon, I think, is a really good director, because I think he knows how to balance tone very well, whether it's comedy and horror, thriller. I think back to like Freaky. I think back to Happy Death Day. Scout's Guide, which is a very underrated movie that he made a couple years ago, which is super funny. What's the I will say, what's the one I wasn't a big fan. I know he wrote most of the Paranormal Activity movies after like the first one. I think he did like the marked ones and like the Ghost Dimension, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not feeling these two. Those two, I was like, I'm out.
I started Ghost Dimension, and I just 20 minutes in, I'm like, I could not finish it, because it felt like it was a Friends episode. It was just all these like jokes, and you kind of gotta like build up. And I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to see where the ghost fucking come from, bro. Like, I came here for a horror movie, not all these punchlines. Respectfully.
He wrote 2, 3, 4. Kind of like 4. 4 was a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh damn.
Marked ones. I remember marked ones. I was kind of like, okay, now it's getting a little too fake. But now, okay, I'm kind of losing this.
I didn't hear. What's the chronology one? I didn't hear about that one.
I can't even tell you. Oh, it's all of them put together. It's all of them put together.
Interesting.
Oh, sorry. The first three together. They put 1 through 3 together, and then 4 came out.
I would watch that one. That would be a long ass, bro. That's longer than the fucking cut.
Yeah, Scout's Guide I love. Happy Death Day 2 I like more than the first one, and I love Freaky. Freaky is one of my favorite horror movies the past 10 years. It's genius and it's really funny, but it came out during COVID, so no one saw it, and it just kind of didn't do that well. But it's a very, very funny take on like the body switch genre, but
body swap.
Body swap. Thank you. Body swap horror, and that's a really kind of charming movie. But I don't know. I do like seeing Chris Landon kind of in his element. Like, kind of this is it. He works very well with Blumhouse, obviously. But again, he makes these movies kind of feel very real, and this one feels really real. That like, yes, it's pretty far fetched, but it still could happen because of the airdrop and technology and stuff like that going on first dates. And like you guys said too, I think both Megan and Brandon are both very charming together. They have great chemistry. It's very believable too. Again, that's the beauty of casting, up and coming talent, up and coming, movie stars. And I think they both have kind of like the stuff you look for in up and coming movie stars and actors. And I think it's also very smart that this movie was in real time, that we're with them the entire movie. That's not like, hey, we're gonna cut to like, I mean, there are some flashbacks, no spoiler, but like we don't cut back from like them to like dinner later or dinner or whatever. They stay pretty much in current time during the date, and you feel it's a pretty tight script for the most part, because they're staying in it's a pretty singular location of a film with the restaurant. And that's kind of like, again, I like films that kind of feel the claustrophobia and the anxiety of it, because you're with them the entire time. And like you guys said too, I think the humor definitely works a lot. And again, the actor who, what's his name? Who played? I think it's Matt, right? That was the character's name. Jeffrey Self. Jeffrey Self, who again, new actor. I really like that. Like, hey, we don't know who he was, and there was some funny things because he kind of like added the lightness to like this high intensity moments. You're just like, oh my god, and then they joke whatever, or like moving the table thing was kind of funny, or he's like, all right, sure, like it's just kind of funny adding his kind of 2 cents when you kind of feel this just really tight, like this like anxiety, like oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next. and you guys both said too, it keeps you guessing throughout too. It's like there's times where it's like you think it's going this way or it could lead you on, but for the most part, you're definitely engaged throughout. I think it's the beauty of the writing of this and Chris Landon's sharp direction. And yeah, but I told this to Nick after we saw the movie at South by. I'm turning my airdrop off for the next year after seeing this movie. Like, I don't care if you're friends, I don't care if you're family, I don't care if you're the most beautiful person in the world. Hell no. Text me that, email me that shit, because my airdrop is now off. Like, even to myself, I'm like off. Like, no, no. But no, I think it's a really fun movie. There's some things I was kind of like, okay. There's some minor things that, well, more spoilery that I won't get into. That was kind of like, okay. But for the most part, though, see it with the crowd. It's a crowd pleaser, and I think it's a lot of fun seeing, again, an original genre film like this on the big screen with an audience. So I'm gonna give Drop a really solid. I'm gonna give Solid a 7.5 out of 10. Because I had a few nitpick, like, okay, whatever. And to Moses' point too, that it kind of drags just a little bit in the middle. You kind of feel like there's a scene where two people are crying, and you're kind of like, okay, I get it, but like, you're kind of dragging this on a little bit. But again, it definitely, you kind of definitely feel engaged at the entire hour 40 at the runtime. But yeah, I give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10 for Blumhouse's Drop. It's a fun.
Yeah, and one thing I would say too as well before we and the review and everything like that is, it felt very simple.
Yes.
It's simple idea, simple story, and everything. Set in a location, and I to be honest with you, I can never do stories that are set in one location as much, because it's like I always think about films being set in like, in multiple locations, for some reason, but the fact that they were able to accomplish the film, and then some other films done it before and everything like that, but this one. That I was able to watch it and realize, wow, it's so simple. It's being shot in one location, two locations actually, but it felt so simple, it felt very, very simple. And yeah, good movie overall.
I hope this is a return to Blumhouse, a return to form for Blumhouse. I think Blumhouse needs to go back to, again, I get you pay a lot of money for IP, whether it's Halloween or Exorcist. I get it, but I think you guys are really going. Or what's the? Oh my gosh, animatronic one, pizza place, Chuck E. Cheese one. What's the
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that.
Yeah,
they paid a lot of money for that IP, and I get it. I respect that, but I think what made Blumhouse very special is the Get Outs, is the Happy Death Days, is Upgrade, it is the first Insidious, the first Paranormal Activity, Drop, Freaky. It's like, I think because, again, it's these lower budget movies that is more, you create IP with these lower budgets and these filmmaker driven stories. Again, I mean, you got people from Lee Winnell to Jordan Peele to, you name it. It's cool to and Night Shyamalan rebooted his career, years ago with The Visit. That was a Blumhouse movie, again, very low budget Blumhouse movie. And I do think it's like, hey, go back to the model you were working within, because it worked and it created all these great, these actors, these directors, stuff like that. Again, it got Jordan Peele an Oscar for a phenomenal screenplay that is Get Out. So it's like, hey, you guys know what you're doing here. I think when they think of like the bigger picture, the bigger like, oh, what's trending now, IP, whatever, Exorcist and Halloween, Five Nights at Freddy's, that's cool and all, but again, that isn't really you guys. It's more of you guys they're doing more original, lower budget, filmmaker driven stories that I feel like are just very powerful, because then you create these amazing stories, because again, it's taking a gamble on these interesting and unique and original movies. So that's just me.
Yeah. No. I'm definitely there with you too as well. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that A24, understands that bigger budget doesn't always mean more money. And I hope they understand that, and I hope that they realize that the original format of making smaller budget movies, to profit more off of that smaller budget is a return to a format that they hopefully can go back to. maybe not go back to completely, but realizing that it worked
Mm-hmm.
and still using that format, as a try to see if this other format works. You know what I mean? And not every single project, but in project that they think that can act that they think they can actually profit from.
Mm-hmm.
Not just critically but also financially. If they want to produce bigger budget films,
absolutely,
and everything. So, yeah,
they should. They should. And I know before we go to CinemaCon stuff, I know me and Nick had this conversation. We're at South by about how neon is kind of becoming what A24 was 10 years ago. Like neon is now that cool new, like cool new, like hey, like we're doing really filmmaker, auteur driven stories, and I think A24 got so big where it was like, oh no, like go back to what you guys make so special. And I know A24 has some pretty cool things this year with. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I'm just picking back. I'm just picking back in what you basically said about Neon and everything, because they had a movie that literally won Best Picture. Which is Nora, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Neon. It made money too as well. It made a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And yeah, So I'm hoping that Neon basically sticks to that format, for a longer period as they move on, and understanding that like our product here is working, in a way that we're trying to produce films or make films is working, and that story at the end of the day is king, and it depends on how you do it, but story is definitely king, and go from there.
This is something that we went to again real quick. We were at South by. Me and Nick went to this really cool neon panel with like the heads of neon, and to ease your concerns, Moses. They were what you just said. They're very big on what you just said. They want to keep that model. What you just said perfectly. They were very adamant about like, hey, we're keeping that model. We're gonna keep that for a while. And again, I don't want to misquote anybody, but Nick, am I right? They kind of threw shots at Bong Joon-ho. Remember?
Wait, how so?
Because remember, so that weekend, that Monday we went to that panel was the weekend Mickey 17 came out, and one of the execs at the panel at Neon said, "Yeah, Sean Baker won't make $100 million plus movie for Warner Brothers." Wink, wink. And I was like, "Oh," because remember. He won't remember because Bong Joon-ho won Parasite won Best Picture, and won Best Director, Best Screenplay. Bong Joon-ho won all that a couple years ago for Neon.
Yeah.
And the next movie was $120 million plus movie for Warner Brothers. And then when the execs at Neon said, "Yeah, Sean Baker won't do that," I said, "Yo, shots fired." I said, "Oh boy!" So that was. I was like,
And I was going to say, but Bon Jovi will be all right though, even though his film didn't do as well.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He's Bon Jovi.
It was funny. It was funny though, saying like how like just how they were very like, oh, we're good with Sean Baker post this, because like I was like, damn man, teach their own. That's I digress. All right. So again, if you with us last week, we did our part one of our coverage for CinemaCon, which was last week in Vegas, and we ended with Hunger Games. I think it was like Sunrise on the Reaping, something like that. So we're gonna finish with our Lionsgate. Yeah. If I can find this real quick. No, hold up. Excuse me, guys. Hold up. There we go. It closed automatically. Okay, so. Well, we were mid Lionsgate, so Hunger Games coming out. They're still looking for an actor who played young Woody Harrelson, and to Moses' great point last week, Moses was like, let's focus on the bigger stuff. A lot of small films from Lionsgate. Now You See Me 3, The Housemaid, which is Paul Feig's new movie. And also they ended the panel with The Weeknd's new movie called Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I think all of us are kind of looking forward to that, because the guy who did Waves did that movie. So
yeah. I just saw the trailer for that a couple of days ago, and I don't really know what to think about it, but it looks good though. Like I would see it for sure.
I would definitely see it for sure too as well. It definitely felt, you know, like it definitely felt like a biopic of The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if The Weeknd had a biopic, I feel like this what the biopic would feel like almost. You know, but I'm excited though overall. You know, I'm excited for that movie. Jenna Ortega is in it, you know, too as well. You know, and I loved Waves. It was a great movie.
Great movie.
You know, just visually beautiful movie. You know, and I'm glad that he brings that energy. You know, the director brings that energy to this movie. You know, so and yeah, I forgot the other guy. He's also in it too as well. He's a very good actor. Forgetting his name.
Oh, Barry Keoghan.
Am I forgetting his name?
Barry
Keoghan, amazing actor, and I know he's going to do great. Yeah, I know he's going to do great on this. You know, on this film too as well. So yeah. There's not a lot of input to it, but the fact that it is, I know I'm excited to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, comes out next month, so we'll see how well that does. Okay, this came out before CinemaCon, so this was the Paul Thomas Anderson film, From One Bite After Another. Looks pretty good, but again, that was announced before. That was announced before. That was announced before CinemaCon.
I'm actually. If you guys want to talk about that,
yeah, go ahead, go Moses. Floor is yours.
No, I mean no. I was just gonna say. I mean, I'm excited for that movie. It feels, you know, there's this feeling of me sort of like you know, realizing that this is very like this movie feels very. It doesn't feel whatchamacallit. It feels very original. That's all I gotta say. It feels very original. You know, especially watching the trailer and everything like that. It doesn't feel like it's copying off another movie.
Yeah.
You know,
it doesn't feel conventional.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, it feels very, you know. So I'm excited to see what that originality is. You know, I know it's based off a certain book or story, even though I've never read it or anything like that. But I know that, you know, it's a story that it's a movie that I'm excited about, you know, especially with Leo and why am I forgetting her name already? Oh my gosh. Tiana Taylor, you know, Sean Penn, and
Regina Hall.
Taro, you know, you got Regina Hall in there, you know, and then you got, you know, Alana Laham, you know, you got so many great actors as well as, you know, Wood Harrison, and it's, you know, you got talent in this movie from a movie that feels very, very original, you know, too as well. And I was looking at the trailer, and I watched the trailer. That young actress, I'm forgetting her name, but is it Chase Infinity? What's her name? Is that? Yeah. She, you know, she looks like she is really, really great in this movie. I don't know so much of her, but I know that she's in this show as well. It's on Apple TV.
Presumed Innocent.
Innocent is also an actor in that, so I kind of like followed her a little bit on that. I think I'm like 3 episodes in, and it's a good show. But she can, you know, I hope that it performs well. You know, I hope that the film performs well because I know it's in the same budget range as you know, Bong Joon-ho's recent movie. You know, which is, I think it's 120 something.
Yeah.
20 something mil.
I think I saw that.
You know, for this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
130. Oof.
Wow. I mean, when you got Leo in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Expect the budget, you know. Expect the budget because I don't know where else that budget is going to. But yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, I'm excited about it. I'm excited that it's shot on film.
Yep.
And everything too as well. And yeah, those are my take on it, I guess.
I'm looking forward to it too. PTA doesn't make a bad movie, and I really liked the last one, Licorice Pizza, a lot. And again, he's one of the last few filmmakers that making original content on that level. I mean, again, you got Nolan, you got him, you got Ryan Coogler, of course, you got Jordan Peele.
Hello.
It's a couple of filmmakers who are making movies like on that level for the theatrical experience. So yeah, it's it's one of the last few, like one of the last few guys. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. It's a good cast. I like that. I like the whole like at the end too with Del Toro and like him like kind of like going down the thing and the carpet kind of falls over the little like, the little hiding.
Yeah, I thought that was very fun.
Yeah, that was really clever.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Okay, so that was a big one. Final Destination. Are you guys hyped for this one at all? I'm not a big fan of this franchise. Are you guys?
I never really watched the franchise at all. I'm not really big on like, you know, yeah, I'm not really big on Final Destination, but
Yeah.
because you guys know I'm not really a big fan of like horror, as much.
Right.
But I'm trying to get into horror. I'm trying.
with that. No,
Yeah.
I'm curious about this movie. I haven't seen any of the Final Destination movies, but they got Tony Todd in this one. I think
Oh,
this
yeah.
is his final performance, so
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
definitely be tuning into that because I think Tony Todd is a great actor. Like Candyman, that's one of my favorite horror films. But my fiance, like she's seen like all of these movies, so like she was telling me about like like XYZ happens like da da da. I'm kind of like okay, that seems pretty good. So I might do like a little marathon before this one comes out. But I'm curious, mostly because I just like I guess I don't fully understand what exactly is going on. Like with the first few Final Destinations, it kind of just seemed like shit would happen and then people would die. And then I think after like part like 3, 4, 5 or something like that, they introduced the reason why those things happen to cause people to die or something like that. I don't know, but it does look like a fun series, and I would check it out. I would definitely check it out, mostly for Tony Todd, I think. But it looks fun though. It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah, this is the one that I'm like I'm not a fan of the Saw franchise. I'm not a fan of this franchise. I think with you, like maybe I see it for Tony Todd's last role, and also it was crazy. You know who wrote and produced this movie? John Watts, who did the last Spider-Man trilogy.
John Watts.
Yeah,
John Watts.
And
what the hell?
Yeah, I remember this like a while ago. He announced he's gonna write and produce the Final Destination movie. I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "All right,
Wow.
I guess." I mean, hey man, more power to 8, man.
You're like the guy from Spider-Man?
I was like, "All right, sure," but I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, but hey, respect. So that comes out this summer.
But
yeah, that's this summer.
Okay,
next month. Next month. Weapons. This one I'm hyped for. Weapons I'm really excited for. I talked about last week too. This is Zach Kreger, his follow up to Barbarian, and apparently it's
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
it's like no, what's the right word? Not anthology. It's like someone said it's like a horror version of Pulp Fiction, and I said, ooh, I like that a lot. And it has
interesting.
It's a great
okay,
cast.
because I like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, because again, it's like you're following up to a big hit, which was Barbarian. What do you got next? And as we all talked about last week, it's one of those like movies that were kind of like, it was the bidding war for this was crazy. So apparently, like this is like one to be looking. I think they even moved up the release date from like January of next year to like August of this year. So we're getting it sooner than we expected. But yeah, so I'm hearing good things about it. I heard it's like really trippy. Josh Brolin's in it. Julia Garner's in it. A few other people are in it too, but yeah, that's Weapons.
Okay, I'm on board. I'm definitely on board for that one.
That's Weapons.
A horror version of Pulp Fiction. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a solid pitch, Douglas. I got to admit, I like that. I like that a lot.
I can't even take credit for that. That was what I heard from this footage from CinemaCon. Yeah, and this one is. Yeah, and next one is F1. Are you guys hyped for this one? I'm hyped for F1.
Oh, I'm hyped.
I'm excited for this one because I haven't really seen Damson Idris in anything. I know he was in Snowfall, but I've only seen clips and like at some of the last episode. But no, like I'm really excited because it's like they're doing it kind of similar to how they did Top Gun Maverick, where like the cameras are inside the cars and stuff like that.
They have like so many cameras. I've seen some of the behind the scenes for this movie. They have like a lot of cameras everywhere, And I'm pretty sure they probably do a lot of sort of like they've done a lot of like VFX work of like hiding the cameras too as well, like in post.
Yeah.
Everything. but there's a lot of small little cameras, even to like a tiniest like camera that is close to their, to their helmets and everything. So
Yep.
I'm really excited about this movie. I really am, and I think the director, kind of found his sort of like his niche for the next decade or so. I know he's done a lot of movies, overall, that I appreciated, but he has a niche that he's going to be working with in the next few, couple decades or so, and I'm really excited about this movie. So, and yeah, I hope it does well. I really hope it does
I
well.
know.
I really hope it does well.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
has been production
That means
for a
it's
long time.
it's shot for IMAX.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like it's Apple too as well. If it doesn't do well, then it's like it's okay. They got money, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
to say, hey, let's make another one just for the sake of it.
Yeah, they gonna be all right.
They they're gonna be all right. But I hope it does well. I hope it does well because
Yeah.
I would love a sequel if this one performs well. So
I think it's gonna
yeah.
do well because again, it's the guys who did Top Gun Maverick. You got all like the momentum from that movie, the technology, the IMAX stuff. Like, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really good, and I really hope it's gonna be like a big summer blockbuster that we need right now. Like one of those for sure. Like it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I really hope it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a big event like Top Gun Maverick was.
I hope it gets it's just as close to touch, in terms of like success. I hope it's as
Yeah.
close to Top Gun Maverick in terms of like success and everything like that. I know it's not going to be there at all, whatever it is, but I hope it at least touches you know that sort of like level in some way, or even like half of that level. You know, yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. This is the one.
I'm with.
Yeah. But go ahead, Nick.
I'm excited.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna cut
no,
you off.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
No, oh no, I'll just say I'm with that. I'm with that. So I've been working a lot of hours this week, and so I've been kind of like Moses said something about like doing the sequel. I'm like, damn, I wonder what the sequel will be called. F2. Very
Okay, very original. Very, very original.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for that humor. It
No.
was a weak joke, but fuck it. It had to be said. It had to be. Someone had to say it.
Somebody had to say it.
Had to be said. Had to be
I
said.
feel like it was, and the elephant in the room.
It was meant to be said. It was meant to be said.
Someone had to address it.
Yeah.
Someone definitely had to address it. But are there? So Doug, are there any other movies that you wanted to talk about? Because
Yes.
if not, we didn't get into the Superman clip last week.
You know what?
And
Thank
that's like,
All right,
ooh,
Nick.
that's what I haven't slept. I haven't slept since last podcast thinking about it.
All right. You know what? Nick, the floor is yours, my friend. Superman. Let's go. All you.
I bet. So for those of you who don't know, they, Warner Brothers DC, they an extended preview of James Gunn's Superman. And it kind of starts off like how the trailer started off. We see him like falling in that icy area. It's just the first 5 minutes of the movie, I guess. Like he falls down, he's all fucked up, he's all bloody, shit like that. Crypto comes through, and we see a little bit more of Crypto's personality. We see that he's a little bit rambunctious, a little chaotic, high energy, fun, and everything like that. And it was interesting, kind of just seeing their dynamic. But it was fun though. We got an extended look of the at the Fortress of Solitude, which on one hand, I'm kind of tired of the Crystal Palace look for the Fortress of Solitude, but I really liked how they did it. Like it came up from the ground. I think it like angled itself towards the sun. It still had the the kind of like alien sci-fi high-tech looking doors. Crypto barks, the Superman symbol lights up on the door, man. I thought that was dope. And they had the Superman androids from the All-Star Superman comic, which is one of my favorite Superman comics. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure the one that was that was primarily talking with Superman. I think that was Alan Tudyk, who he played Dr. Phosphorus in Creature Commandos, and I think he played Clayface in that movie as well, or
Yeah.
in that show as well. And
I think also, by the way, in that little moment in that scene, Bradley Cooper, I mean,
yeah,
played.
did you hear that too? Because it
I
was
heard,
like
I heard,
I heard like Kal-El in the background. I was like, oh, and it was like Kal-El like an unrecognized language,
yeah,
and I was like, that's
yeah, he
not
said
because
it with an
it
accent.
was
Yeah, he said it.
exactly, yeah, because it was right after they announced that he was gonna be Jor-El, which even that to me, like I'm on board with that idea. I'm not super surprised that he's even gonna be in the movie because he's already worked with James Gunn, but and
Yeah,
it's funny because 20 2011 when Limitless came out, I thought that he would have made a great Lex Luthor. So to see him not play Lex Luthor, but instead play Jor-El, Superman's biological father, I think is kind of interesting. I am curious to see how they handle the character and how they handle the whole like Kryptonian culture and
yeah,
everything like that.
yeah.
Um,
I'm excited to see how they involve crypto,
Me too.
and everything
yeah,
like that.
Me too.
I'm sure I wasn't like a fan of crypto, like jumping on Superman and Superman being like vulnerable,
all yeah, all screaming and
screaming and everything like
squealing and
that.
shit like that.
I mean, I
That
know
high
that
pitched part of
was.
Superman scream. I was
I
like,
know, I
man.
know, I know, I know. Crypto is very powerful too, as well, and everything like that. You know, I get it, but you know, yeah, but yeah, yeah. Overall, as a
Yeah.
fan of this movie, I'm excited to see it and everything. But it will never be Man of Steel. No, I'm kidding. No, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I
I,
low key, because like I love Zack Snyder. I love everything he did with the DC characters. I'm trying like so hard to just look at this Superman movie like, okay, it's its own thing.
yeah, no,
Don't
it
don't
is.
compare it to
It
Man of
is. And I'm
Steel. But it's
excited
like
about that.
it's tough for me because I got the Man of Steel logo right here on my chest, bro. I've had this since I was 19, bro. Like as soon as like the day after I turned 19, I got the ink right here. So, but regardless though, I I am very much excited for this movie. Even one thing I didn't even I guess necessarily expect to see was I thought it was cool when they one is I've I've never like really seen Superman so physically fucked up before, other than like if
Uh,
he's fighting some like cosmic villain or like Doomsday or some shit. But they're like, his bladder's fucked up, his intestines are fucked up, like these ribs are broken. I was like, damn, bro, what the hell happened?
even if
That's how we're starting the movie.
Even in Man of Steel, right? Like you never see, Superman like having
He
any sort
never
of
like
injury,
bled
right?
really, like,
You
Nope.
except
never
for when he got killed by Doomsday.
Yep.
You
except
feel me?
that.
We never saw any like physical damage from dude, so it's kind of
Oh,
like,
oh,
man. But it's one thing I thought was interesting was like um they acknowledged all the damage to his body, and they're like, we just gotta, we basically just gotta heal him with the sun.
yeah,
But they had the magnifying glasses. I thought that was
I thought
dope.
that
And
was
then
dope.
seeing like
Yeah.
when he was like kind of screaming in pain, because typically when he's hurt and he steps into the sunlight, he just kind of slowly, gracefully, peacefully heals, and then he's chilling. I never seen him like painfully heal, but at the same time, that shit makes sense because if you're, I would imagine like your bones are broken and like they have to like rapidly just like kind of click back into place like that, and like your organs are all fucked up. They have to like rapidly heal. Like I would imagine that probably isn't the best feeling experience. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense that it would hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah. The one thing about the
uh,
movie is, I'm excited about is that it's just number one, the sound design. The sound design of this movie is
Yeah.
really good. It kind of
mm,
sounds like, I don't know if you guys ever played Injustice before, Injustice
Yeah.
2, or even
Yeah.
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat. Like the sound
yeah.
design kind of almost like feels as if, that kind of like, sound design layer that they have in those games. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I don't know.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I just, know too much about sound design. But yeah, it definitely adds a unique layer of like sound design that I really, really appreciate. Even from being able to hear, the Green Lantern's character, I forgot his name.
Guy Gardner.
That Guy Gardner's character and everything, being able to like hear his, ring like sound effect and everything like that. I thought that was very very cool
Yeah.
in his. But I would say though, overall, people are being very picky
All right.
about the movie.
Is whenever a Superman movie is coming out, like it always just divides people. It seems like, which is it's so fucking
I'm
weird.
like, yo, the movie hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, like you can't have an opinion about a movie that you haven't seen yet. It's like being a Superman fan, I understand the more passionate aspect of it because this is a character a lot of people care about. A lot of people are like very vested in it and have been for years. So I understand you know, I understand the perspective of this is a character I care about, and I want him and the overall universe to be presented in a way that's fun and exciting and is true to the source material from the comics. But also at the same time, it's like stop like stop shitting on a movie and it hasn't even come out yet. That's just me. Like I understand like if like a trailer comes like I'm not really I didn't like the trailer. I don't want to see the movie. That's one thing, but like a trailer comes out, you're like, nah, fuck this movie. Like this thing is dumb about it. This thing is dumb about it or whatever. It's like, nah, like that just it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't really make any sense. Having
Yeah.
said that though, I'm still kind of I'm iffy on the suit still. Like there's certain aspects of it I like. There's certain aspects of it I don't like. Overall though, I think the thing I like most about it is the psychology behind it because there was an interview David Cornsweet was saying it will either Cornsweet said this or James Gunn said it. Like it was his idea. It was Cornsweet's idea to put the trunks on the outside of the suit so he would look a little bit goofier, so people wouldn't be scared of him because of how powerful it is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
because of how powerful he is. And I'm like, okay, I fuck with that because that does seem like something Superman / Clark Kent would do. But like me, it's like if I was making a Superman movie, I would lean towards the Zack Snyder approach. Like, okay, like let's look at the basic Superman costume. Let's make it look alien, but still recognizable. Still be true to the essence of the character and everything like that. Like I would want it to look visually cool. Like this kind of looks like again, like is some shit I like and some shit I don't like. That they have the Kingdom Come logo. Yes. They kind of New 52 look with all the line that they got the golden crest on the cape. I like the way the cape looks, but it's like it looks high tech but also baggy at the same time. So that to me is where it's a bit much.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see Lex Luthor in this film.
Yeah.
No,
like
that was
no. I was just. I mean, I'm literally excited for for the whole movie. To be honest with you, I mean, Superman is literally my top 3 favorite. Like comic book character of all time.
Hell yeah.
So it's like it goes Black Panther, and it goes Superman, and then who the hell is the third one? I don't know.
Spider-Man.
I'll give you a third one. Spider-Man is up there. Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman are for sure on my Mount Rushmore. But hey, Moses, check out it's a character called Icon from Milestone Comics from the Dakotaverse. It's the same area that Static Shock is from. Check out Icon, man. He's a dope character. He's really fucking cool. If you like Black Panther and you like Superman, check this dude out. I'm telling you.
What the word Icon reminds me of?
What?
Reminds me of Jaden Smith.
I thought he was gonna say that, but I was like, you know what? I don't know.
No, I
What you call Icon living? Sound like a Lego Misfits just did.
No, but I would put like Miles up there, or Spider-Man, both basically equally as top 3, and everything. But yeah, going back to Superman and everything, I'm really excited for Lois Lane, for Rachel Brosnahan, huge fan of hers and everything. And I think she's gonna kill it. I know there's like iffy little bits of people saying that she's not going to do well as Lois Lane, but I know she's going to kill it.
Yeah, I agree.
And she literally has that she has that feeling too as well.
She got
and
that Lois Lane energy about her.
And Lois Lane energy, and that voice too as well. I don't know if you guys ever heard her like speak and everything. I saw
it on like the Miss Maisel
I never, you know, it's funny. I never watched that show. I actually got more interested in her when I watched this other movie that she was in called "I'm Your Woman." It's like a movie that came out in 2020 or 2021 or something.
Okay.
It's a really, really good movie. It was on Amazon Prime, and I think that's what kind of got me interested in her as an actor. And I was like, wow, she's really, really good. Yeah, I know she's gonna kill it, and I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for Lex Luthor's character too as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, the shot in the hell yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah. No, my bad. The shot in the trailer where it's behind Lex Luthor's back and he's looking out his window and you see Superman just kind of like boom, like fly by and he turns around, he's like, he's back. That was my favorite shot of the trailer. It's just like it just seems like someone took a comic panel and then filmed it live action. Like that's fun. Cause also when you think about it, bro, this dude, he's like the #1 hater. He's in like the penthouse fucking office looking out the window talking about he's back. Man, run your fucking company, bro. That's wild. Cause also you can tell it's like 7:45 in the morning, man. Like, you ain't even had coffee yet talking about he's back. Man, get your cue ball head looking
no,
at.
but
I'm teasing.
I mean, one thing I would say though is that I'm excited for a Hawker, and I'm excited for homeboy's name, forgetting his name,
Mr. Terrific.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
It's terrific. I'm excited for him. And also Guy Gardner's character. But the only thing I'm iffy about is just the costumes. That's it.
Yeah, like
costumes for Guy Gardner. And Hot Girl. I think Mr. Terrific's costume. I think that like
yeah, because that's like comics, but it's still in like a cool fits with the movie. Because I'm with you. Like Hot Girl kind of missed it a bit, and Guy Gardner like
yeah.
One thing about their costumes I noticed is like they all look very similar.
Yeah.
Like Guy Gardner's, when I saw his, I was like, okay, sure, it's Guy Gardner. He always kind of had just like a weird kind of different costume. But then like when Hot Girl had a similar costume, I was like, what's going on here? But there were and they might end up doing this where I think some of those characters they were on, it was like Justice League International, which was in the original comics, it was being financed by the Maxwell Lord character, who in this universe is going to be played by Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like they are kind of like corporate type superheroes, kind of like the characters in The Boys. And with them, it's kind of like we're trying to like yes, we want to save people, but they're it's corporate, so there is kind of like a paycheck behind it. Superman comes through. His shit, his costume, it does look a little, it obviously looks different. There's the colors are more vibrant. It does look a little bit like weird and kind of goofy, like we were saying earlier. But also, Superman is just such a genuine character. He's like, listen, like fuck the paycheck, man. I'm here for the people. Like, so he's genuinely an altruistic character, and I think he's gonna kind of like the sun, he's gonna shine a light on everything and kind of be like a beacon of hope for everybody. Like, listen, like y'all are doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. I'm trying to show you guys like this is how it's supposed to be done. You don't save people because it makes you famous so you get rich from it. You save people because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, no. I just hope that the movie overall just does well. I hope it makes, when we're talking, box office numbers and everything like that, I hope it just makes around like 700, 600. If it does those numbers, man, like we're golden. We're golden. We'll be able to see the light of this new universe.
Yeah, and Superman has to do well for the sake of Superman movies, for the sake of Warner Brothers, for the sake of the DCU, DC Studios, like all of that, bro. You cannot like. It has to succeed, man. Like literally, an entire cinematic universe is writing at this moment, bro.
Speak to them, Nick. Speak to them.
Let's start talking about.
I'm telling you, man. Open up your Bibles to First Genesis chapter 3. I'm about to preach today. No, I'm teasing, but no, like if Superman fails, bro.
If it doesn't, people are gonna start talking about how like they should have started with another. They should have started with another character.
Yeah, if Superman fails, they're gonna be like, y'all should have started it with Batman, or y'all should have started it with Justice League, or like whatever the fuck. It's like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Or it'll just be like, if it fails, everyone's gonna be like, Superman was always a lame character. That's why his movies keep failing. That's why DC sucks ass because all of the characters are bad. I had a friend, he's still my friend to this day, but like I remember like back in college, bro, because like Man of Steel and BVS had already come out, and there was a trailer for Suicide Squad and a trailer for Wonder Woman coming out. He sees the trailers because we're at the movies. Doesn't even watch the full trailers. He turns around and looks at me. He's like, yeah, those are gonna be fucking ass. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, wasn't Man of Steel and BVS ass? I was like, are you asking me? Or are you telling me? Like, what the fuck? There's just like, yeah, like there's just like this weird perception. Because another thing he said was like, yeah, DC they shouldn't try to do a shared universe. They should only stick to solo movies because they haven't successfully done a shared universe yet or whatever. And he was saying because it didn't work in the movies, it just means like, you know, its characters aren't supposed to like interact on the big screen. I'm like, that doesn't mean that the characters don't work together. It just means for whatever reason, they just haven't successfully done it. You know, like it's just I'm rambling. I'm kind of tired, but it's just it always just grinds my gears and it boils my blood because it's like no, like you can do it right. If Marvel can do it, I'm not talking shit about Marvel, but if Marvel can do a successful cinematic universe, low-key, almost anybody else could. It's just everybody saw what Marvel was doing and they kept trying to rush this shit. Like, no, what worked with Marvel was they took their time with it. And I'm not even saying like you got to make all of the solo movies and then the big team up movie. There's different ways you can do it, but at the end of the day, you can't like you can't rush it.
Yeah,
you gotta focus on let's tell a good story and then we'll take it from there. Step 1, tell the story. Step 2, okay, bet this story worked well. Like, let's see what else we can do with it.
Yeah, Doug, what were you gonna say? I know you're about to say something.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think? What makes more money? What makes more money this summer, Superman or Fantastic Four?
I think that's a good question. I think Fantastic Four by at least like 30, by at least like 30 mil.
Okay.
You know,
wow, 30 mil. Close. Okay.
But I hope it's not. You know, I hope it's Superman though. I really hope it's Superman because to be honest with you, if Fantastic Four doesn't do well, you know, it's fine. Who cares? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's Marvel. Marvel already has a bunch of
we still gonna see those characters again regardless.
Yeah. We're still gonna see those characters again regardless. But if DC doesn't do well, then fuck.
It's over.
Yeah. It's not over. It's not over.
It's a rough start. It's a rough start.
I mean,
it may not be over, but goddamn it, it'll be close to it.
But James Gunn might be fired or damn, I can't believe I just said that.
If Superman doesn't do well and the DCU fails, James Gunn is going right back over to Marvel, man. I'm sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 4. I got y'all.
Slither too.
Hey, James Gunn.
Oh man.
I just hope it does well. That's pretty much it.
What do you think, Nick?
DC has so much cards than Marvel.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I agree with Moses. Like as a Superman fan and as like a primarily DC fan, I hope that Superman, like I'm rooting for Superman, but with Fantastic Four, it's like it kind of just has a lot more. It seems like it has a lot more going for it, you know, because it already has the success of Marvel and
it has a new different like texture when it comes down to story, right? Even though we know Fantastic Four came out before a long time ago. You know, it's like it's different, you know?
Yeah.
Very original a little bit, you know, being set in the 60s too as well, in a whole different universe and everything, you know, than the general like Marvel universe. I feel like that's what you know, it got going for it too as well. And it's also about, you know, like going out of space and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's also about NASA and all that space adventure. So it has a lot going for it, you know. But I just want DC to do well. I really want Superman to do well, and you know, I'll be there day one. You know, day one in IMAX. I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
Day one. So. I'm curious. I'm really curious. I think I'm with
if
you.
Superman fails, bro, I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah, what do you think, Doug?
I think I'm with you guys. I think Fan 4 is going to make a bit more money. However, it's funny to see how both these movies have baggage behind them because again. We've had 2 failed Fantastic Four movies before. I hate the word failed, but like we grew up in the OG Fantastic Four movies.
They made money.
They made money. The last one didn't make money. The last one flopped. The last one cost money, And it's funny seeing people on record saying, "Yeah, that shit was ass."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's, I forgot where it was,
Yeah.
but even Matthew Vaughn was on record saying like, "I produced this movie and I knew it was shit from day one, but don't listen to me." And I'm like, "Damn, bro." I was like, "Say it with your chest."
That's rough.
I was like, "Damn," but yeah,
That's-
but also too, but to Nick's point too is that Superman has had now. Again, that failed, but it's like Superman Returns, it didn't do the money that they wanted it to. Man of Steel made money, but it didn't start off the way that they wanted it to. So now it's like both of these films have previous baggage from previous franchise, from previous iterations. So it's like, but I do think you guys, I think you are smart though about, I think you're right about the whole like rebooting the Fantastic Four with the current. I'm gonna say winning because they need another win right now for Marvel, but again, it's a franchise that has pretty goodwill right now still is fantastic, is MCU. So you already have an upper hand there where DCU is starting all over again. So
yeah.
For real.
I hope though, man. Like I don't know about this whole like superhero like fatigue thing, but I'm hearing words about people not caring about single character single character sort of like superhero movies as much anymore or whatever in terms of like Marvel universe. I'm hearing things about them only being interested in the Avengers movie or the Spider-Man movies or whatever that might be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really hope that the superhero fatigue, whatever people are calling it, isn't real. I'm hoping that the Captain America movie was I don't know. I hope it was just an incident where people wasn't really interested in seeing that movie as much. But I'm glad that I don't know. I think it's I don't know how much money that Captain America movie made. I think it's like around like 400.
It's gonna be on Blu-ray in 2 weeks.
10 mil or something like that.
It's gonna be in. It's gonna be on.
Yeah.
So, Brave New World.
Did it break even?
Let's see. It's surprised. It's going to Blu-ray pretty quick compared to other Marvel movies. So it.
Okay. But it. I'm glad that it was at least in theaters for 2 months, though. It was in theaters for 2 months.
It was. Box office. Yeah. So it made. Okay, so it made money. It made 413 worldwide. I don't know how much.
Okay.
So 413 worldwide. Let me see. So yes. It barely made its budget back. It made its budget back, but not a huge profit, but it made its money back. So
okay, there you
go.
It made its money back, but it wasn't like a big profit turner the way other MCU films have bad. But it still made money. It made its budget back.
Yeah. It's not the lowest Marvel movie.
No, far from it.
Out there.
Far from it. It made more than it made more than the last 4 DC movies, unfortunately.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's rough. I'm gonna act like say that. Damn, bro.
And that hurts things. I like the Flash. I like Black Adam, but Black Adam, Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman 2 all had issues reaching like 300 mil. So it's.
I didn't even see Blue Beetle. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But that's I think if word of mouth is good for both movies, and I think it's going to be word of mouth good for both, I think it's going to be a big hit for the box office and good for both these franchises. Like it has to be like a win. It has to be like a shared win for everybody. I think it's going to be a win for the box office and for the theaters if both these films do very well or similar ranges. I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for this summer. I really am, and get the summer movie going.
Yeah. Okay, so that was.
Please be good.
Please be good. That was the last.
I feel like the kid in the trailer with the flag Superman. with the Superman symbol on it, he was like Superman. Superman. That's real. I'm like, bro, this man was praying for him.
So that's how Warner Brothers ended their
I think
channel.
it'll be good.
That's how. I mean, good for WB at the end of their panel with their biggest thing this year. So that's Superman.
I mean, they've been promoting that movie since like last year.
It's been talk of the town. It's been talk of the town since he's been on board. Since he casted everybody a couple years ago. It's time, man. It's close. I mean, we're 3 months away. Coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Was there another another big movie you guys wanted to talk about and everything before we go into wrapping?
No, we have a lot more to cover for Paramount and Amazon, but we can do that next episode too. Because we have a lot to talk about for Amazon and Paramount.
Yeah. I mean, Nick, can you go one more round on another movie, or do you gotta? I know you came from work and everything like that, so I definitely want to make sure we take care of your time.
No, I'm good. I can do another one if you got.
Cool.
Okay.
So we'll start.
Let's get it.
We'll start with this is day 3 was Amazon and Universal and Focus, which is part of Universal. Okay, so nothing that so they announced Jurassic World. They talked about it a little bit, but nothing too big. So
I'm on board for Jurassic World.
Yeah, I'm on board.
So that's that one. Focus features went through a few things. He went through the Phoenician Scheme, which is Wes Anderson's new movie, Downton Abbey's last movie, a lot of indie film they announced. Yorgos Lanthimos' next film, Begonia, a lot of smaller films. So this is one. Okay, also Universal went to 2 of these movies that are coming out in the summer and spring. Summer and fall. They had a huge How to Train Your Dragon screening there that actually played pretty well at CinemaCon. And so what's these two? These two I'm looking forward to. Nobody 2, and Him that Jordan Peele's producing. That looks intriguing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was one you sent me, right, Doug? With the
football?
I think it was like the football indication.
Yeah,
or something? Yeah. Okay.
Jordan Peele's producing it. It's Marlon Wayans in it, and the actor was a new actor. He was in that black and white episode of Atlanta season 3, the anthology.
I remember that.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, he plays like this up and coming like Patrick Mahomes type of young stud QB, whatever, and he's been requested to go up to this Hall of Famer played by Marlon Wayans to kind of teach him the ways of what it means to be a GOAT, like the best greatest of all time, whatever. And apparently things take a really sinister and dark turn. That's the premise.
I'm with it.
And
Jordan Peele is attached to it. I will see it.
It was funny though, Nick, is that whenever the poster reminded me when you always say, "Hey, I am him." That's why it reminded me of when I saw the post. And it's funny.
That's how I identify as him.
My boy Femi from high school, he texted me the other day. He goes, "Bro, have you heard of this shit?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I have." He was like, "This looks so good." I was like, "Bro, yes." Wait, let me pull it up before we. It's a really kind of creepy poster. It's like a football. So it's a football with blood dripping down from it. There it is.
Very ominous.
Yeah. Greatness demands sacrifice. Him.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Day 1. Him. Yeah, that could be good. I think.
There's no trailer yet, right?
No, not yet. It's. I would assume. Yeah. The next Universal movie, whatever comes out, will show that. I don't think because you saw it drop today, so it wasn't with drop. So I wonder.
No.
I wonder what the next Universal Blumhouse. Oh, you know what? Probably. I think the next Universal Blumhouse is probably going to be Megan 2. So that could be it.
It's.
And then. The next one is they announced these 2 back to back. Nobody 2. I don't know about you guys. I love the first Nobody. I thought it was so much fun. I gotta
see it still.
It's fun.
I gotta see the first one. Yeah.
Oh really? The first one is really funny. If John Wick was a suburban white dad, That would be him. Like that would be him. It's really
That would be him.
I'll watch it.
That would be him, and it's
I like
really,
that. I like that.
It's really funny. The first one is really funny because it's like Bob Odenkirk, the guy from Breaking Bad. I'm like, this guy. You're like, what? Like, come on now, this guy really? Saul from Breaking Bad? Ain't no way. Mr. Show, like, no way. But I don't know. It's David Leitch, produced it. Derek Kolstad wrote the script for the first one, and they were attached to the John Wick franchise, of course. But yeah, it's funny. It had a funny cast. It had like the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan is in it. Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future, is in it.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I almost know
okay.
who plays who, but it's a really funny movie, and my favorite letterbox review.
Damn, yeah, I really gotta check it out.
My favorite letterbox review is someone it's before last time where it's like, I saw this with my dad and he whispered halfway through, "This is my Black Panther." Someone on Letterboxd.
Oh my god!
Someone on Letterboxd said that.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of funny." That's kind of funny. So that
He was like, "I just felt so seen in this movie."
Just felt so this movie.
So
Thank you, sir.
I'm finally being represented on film.
Hey man, go off, bro.
And so actually, how about these two? Well, one with these two, they ended. So no, they had a lot more, but like these two, they did Nobody 2, him, and then the Black Phone 2, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Are you guys hyped for this one or hyped for these at all?
I'm excited for both. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Black Phone 2. I almost rewatched Black Phone today.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen both, and I'm so sorry.
Black Phone, you're gonna
recommend both of them. Black Phone was surprising good. I like the trailer, kind of just kind of basic, kind of regular, like cool, but just kind of like I feel like I've seen this a lot before, but like the actual movie, it was a whole twist on everything. It was solid, so I was like, okay, well, wow, it kind of zigged when I thought it was gonna zag, if that makes sense. But I'm fine with it. I really like Ethan Hawke as an actor. I think he's he's a great actor. So
he's really
wait, what did you say? It was in the zig. You thought it was in the zag? What
like it zigged when I thought it was gonna zag. Like it went this way when I thought it was gonna go this way.
I never heard that. Sorry, I never heard that when somebody said that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, write that down. I got 1 million of them.
I'm gonna use that now. I'm gonna use that forever. Okay.
Use it all you want. Trademark Nicholas Johnson.
Black. This Black Phone, Ethan Hawke is fucking creepy in this. I gotta say, Moses, I think you like this one because this is definitely
this shit was wild.
It's more of a thriller than a horror movie, I would say. It's definitely more of a thriller.
Question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Why is it called Black Phone?
Because the phone is black.
Oh.
You'll
fuck.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's the phone. The phone basically.
I'm not wrong.
Hey, are you trying to zig me? Are you trying to
You watch the movie. It's actually just a white phone. The whole movie. It was. Hey, what the hell?
What are you doing?
What the hell is this?
I think I told you.
You know what? I'll figure it out myself when I see it.
The first one is good. The first one is really good because it's like it keeps you like kind of like how Drop was. It keeps you like engaged. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I told this story on air when we did our when me and Nick were on air a couple months ago. But I'll tell you the story too, Moses. I saw this movie with our friend Hamza a couple years ago, and we saw it and we saw it at a random day at a Harkins actually. And when the movie ended, this kid with his dad, this kid like I don't know, my 13-year-old kid walked up and like was like this. He stood up, started clapping, and the dad was like, "Sit down," and like he forced his kid to sit down. and
he's like, "I should have left you at your mother's house."
Yeah, he was like, "Sit down," and me and Ham started laughing so hard. It was so funny. And then walking down, right, and then this older couple, I gotta say maybe in their 50s or 60s, right? They're sitting like the kind of middle row of the Harkins, are just going at it, just making out like crazy, going at it. And then Hamza goes, Hamza goes, "Really? A story about child kidnapping and murder makes you this horny?" And I said, "Hamza."
Oh, that's crazy.
That couple, they used to be criminals back in the day. That's why they was getting off to this movie.
As we were walking out, bro, they were
See,
credits were on there going.
You never know who you're sitting with.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's some freak. I'm not judging. That's some freak nasty shit right there.
Bro, but they were going at it, and Hamza was like, "Yo, what the hell?" and we were walking out, and they were just credits rolling. They were just going at it, and Hamza kept looking at them like, "Hamza, stop fucking staring at them." Oh my god,
that's love right there. Though. At the end of the day, that's love.
That is love. Man.
That's what it's all about. Love and happiness.
As Nick said, Together from Neon, the Good Date movie. Black Phone, also a romantic movie as well.
Apparently so. If that's what you're into. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, I guess.
To each their own.
To each their own. So that was Black Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think I'm definitely more looking forward to Black Phone 2 than Five Nights 2. I think when you and I saw Five Nights, the first one, Nick, I think you liked it a bit more than I, but you and I were kind of very similar. Like we were lukewarm about it. Like it was fine, but like we didn't like love it like other movies.
Yeah, no, because it was a good movie. For me personally, like I enjoyed it for sure, but I didn't play the game. I think I've seen like some gameplay, but I wasn't really like into the whole, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not really part of that fan base, so that's why for me it was just kind of like, it was cool, it was fun, but I wasn't like geeking out over it, like presumably how I will be when Mac comes out. But that's like I'm fan base. But it was, I'll definitely check it out, and I am looking to because also at Freddy's, it had a. I'm not gonna spoil it, but one of my favorite YouTubers cameoed in that movie, and like when I saw it, I was like bugging it because he just dropped a new video like earlier this week, like a few days ago. So like, oh man, it would be cool if he's in the second one as well.
I was say hope he's in the second one, because I remember like it was fun seeing your reaction of like, oh shit, like you know who that person was. I was like, who is that? You told me, oh, that's so and so. Okay, and then like he actually had some funny scenes in the first one, but kind of like Minecraft,
it was hilarious.
But kind of like Minecraft, that movie that game has a fan base. And that movie, despite that movie being on day-and-day release on Peacock. That movie made so much money. Five Nights at Freddy's made so much money. So these video game fans and and the kids, of course, too. But like that fan base, they'll show up. And that Five Nights at Freddy's movie made so much money on like a $15 million budget movie, which is high for Blumhouse, sort of. But that fan base will show up. So that movie made an absurd amount of money, despite being on Peacock for free. And that's like, whoa. So doing something right. So it looks like Universal has a lot of sequels coming out. So we had Black Phone 2, Five Nights 2, trying to think. Okay, Megan 2. No, another one. Megan 2, another one. Did you guys like the first Megan?
I still haven't seen the first one. It just seemed a bit like much for me. The concept of like dolls coming to life and like no one can like really stop them it's a bit much. It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. I barely saw the first Chucky movie like a few years ago, to be honest. So like Megan, I was kind of like, but like they got the sequel coming out, so I was like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't watch the first one either and everything, and somebody's gonna have to convince me to go see it. Not to be, like I said before, not really much like for films. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, I don't know about this with Chief, because I remember like in the trailer for the first one, she had like a little dance scene or something like that, and it was just like, this is fucking weird. This is Like I was like,
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening here, bro. But I,
Shout out to people that do love it, and you know what? It did really well. This
It
movie
made
did
so
did
much
really
money.
well. You
It
know,
made so much money.
yeah. Hey, shout out to the writer. Shout out to the writer that was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this thing. It's gonna be about a doll, who basically fucking traumatized kids, and it's gonna make a lot of money.
It made, dude, and that movie has a 97. That movie
Yeah.
has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. That movie has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm pretty. What I knew back.
Okay,
Let me because
I
I
might
saw.
have to check it out then.
I was with you guys. Like it was one of those movies. I think I saw it like a week after it came out. After the buzz came out, and I saw it with. I remember seeing it like the week after it came out, and I was like, that TikTok sound. I mean, it's all right. And I thought it was just fine, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Da, 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 da. It's like it was. I mean, it was fine. I mean, a little overhyped for me. People are like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it's so scary, so funny. I was like, it's kind of weird. I mean, it was weird, and I was laughing because I was laughing how like
It looks like
cringe
it would
was.
be more funny than scary.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah. I don't. I think it. Yeah. Let's see. What's that Rotten Tomatoes now? Okay, went down a little bit. 93% Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, good for them. And I think James Wan wrote the story and produced it as well.
Yeah.
I know James Wan like Blumhouse collaboration, but again,
wait, I thought it was a female writer who wrote this.
I think he wrote the story. I think he wrote the story. I think he wrote the treatment. And I think he wrote the treatment. And he produced it. But the director of the new one wrote the next one. I want to say to let's see.
Was it like a book at first or whatever? Because I thought it was this one. It's crazy enough. It was this one. She was also too as well that like wrote it or something like that.
Directed by Gerard Johnstone, written by Akela Cooper and James Wan.
Look, who is this Akela Cooper? You've piqued my interest.
Yeah, it was just like black lady, and I was like, what? Okay, do you think?
None 2. Malignant.
Luke Cage.
Okay.
Luke Cage.
I like Malignant. I didn't see none 2. Luke Cage is a banger.
She wrote Star Trek, Avengers Assemble TV series, American Horror Story, Witches of East End, Trauma.
Oh wow, okay.
Grimm.
I saw that.
But yeah, she co-wrote Megan with James Wan.
Tron Uprising. What?
What's that?
Is that a show? Tron Uprising?
Yeah, remember Disney XD?
That's one of like Disney animated shows, right?
Yeah, Disney
okay.
XD. Yeah, dude. I remember watching this after watching like Tron Legacy, and I was like, man, this shit is ass. I was like, you guys.
The art style looked cool though, but it wasn't a good show, huh?
I was kind of like someone who loves Tron Legacy. I was like, this is really this is like Temu before it was Temu Tron. It's like the Kmart Tron. I said, you get kind of like watering down why I love Tron so much, and I was like, it wasn't that good. So that's Megan, and then apparently they're making a movie called Soulmate with the 8 as the A, and apparently it's like their version of.
I think I've heard about that.
I don't want to spoil. Have you seen Companion yet, Moses?
No.
Okay, I don't want to say anything like that. Okay, anyway, I see a lot of similarities between other movies that came out last year and then this year as well. And apparently it's like I don't know. There's movies that came out literally last year and this year that had the same premise, and I'm like, you're just doing the same thing again, just for Blumhouse, just for like James Wan's kind of doing his version of these other movies, but also you're already doing a robot movie with Megan, so. Another one? Question mark. I don't know. Are we sure? So yeah, that's that.
Maybe.
Next year, Universal has 3 big movies next year. They didn't show anything from Jordan Peele's movie yet, but they said that Chris Nolan and Spielberg's new movie is also in production too. So next year they have 3 big movies. They have a Jordan Peele movie, Spielberg movie, and a Nolan movie all in the same year. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. funny? I don't. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Damn, that is wow. That's crazy. Crazy. Which one are you guys most excited for out of those three? I mean, we all know Nolan. Never mind. What did I say that?
I know. I was like the Nolan one. That's kind of like the default answer, low key. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's because it's coming from this type of Oppenheimer and everything like that. So
yeah,
that's,
Can,
yeah. But yeah,
hot take. I think the reason why I'm looking for Nolan a bit more just because it's IMAX. But to be honest with you, I kind of want to see Jordan Peele's next movie more. And that might be a little bit blasphemous because it's like, but also too, I don't think Jordan Peele had access to IMAX cameras this time around. How he did for Nope, and I'm like, oh, I want to see Jordan Peele work with those IMAX cameras again. How he did Nope.
yeah. I think, yeah.
And because also too, I mean, I remember we were in line for a movie like South by. I told this to Nick. I kind of wanted Nolan to go back to contemporary, like another like Tenet, another like kind of like or Inception. Like I feel like a lot of these directors kind of go back. They go back in time further and further. Like okay, Oppenheimer. Now we're going mythical times. Like that's. I know it's gonna be amazing, but it's like I kind of want him to do more contemporary again. I want to see Nolan back to contemporary Nolan again. Like. I want to see that. And Spielberg's movie, I'm looking forward to because he casted Coleman Domingo as one of the leads too. And I like that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that movie. I would say, yeah, I'm excited for that movie. I would say that's probably like, yeah, my other anticipated movie that I'm excited for next year.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I'm a huge fan of Spielberg. Like if I had to like copy a film style, it'll probably be Steven Spielberg's. The way he films things, he really understands the idea of blocking. Never mind, I don't want to go into this thing. But anyways, I'm excited for his movie.
And I think David Koepp wrote the script.
But yeah,
really, okay. I am a fan of David Koepp. So that's what's up.
I think I know Fableman's was like based on his life, but I think this is Spielberg's first original
idea, right?
Yes, an original idea in forever, like in so long.
Yeah,
is it one of his original movies? And like I want to say Minority Report. No.
No, because Minority Report that was
2002.
That was based off of a book.
You're right.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's still going. He's like almost 80.
He's still going. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see three filmmakers like that in the same year. That's absurd. That's crazy. And all of them are genre films too, which is really cool.
You know what's crazy? Like, just out of those three, you have Denis too as well.
Oh my God, you're right.
Who has a film which is you know what I mean? And then I think you have some other folks too as well, some other directors in that year.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's gonna be a packed year.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
We all say this summer looks pretty good, but next summer is gonna be crazy when you got a Nolan movie,
you got
a Spielberg
Avengers,
movie, Avengers, Spider-Man 4, our movie probably. I'm kidding.
Hey,
shout out to us. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they didn't show anything from Spielberg's movie. They announced Jordan Peele's in production of his movie. They announced the Odyssey's in production. So they didn't show anything from those movies. So probably more featured next year. And they went. We'll end with this one. Because then we have Amazon next. Amazon has a lot next. So we'll end with Universal for this episode. Universal ended with Wicked Part 2. I think we're all pretty looking forward to Wicked Part 2. I would assume.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not gonna because part one took me by surprise. Like I thought it was gonna be like fine little popcorn flick, but no, it was dope. Like the ending scene too. I don't want to spoil it, but like where everything kind of just climaxes. Like I was 100% on board there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing sequence.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I saw it in 4DX for some reason.
Oh damn, I did not.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, the tickets were like $5, including
$5 for some 4D. The heck? Yeah, I clipped the move,
we had the Regal Pass. We had the Regal Pass.
You got Regal Pass.
With the Regal Pass. It's a
Yeah.
I saw it at the Look Dining over here.
R.I.P.
Yeah, it was a Regal Pass. But it was great. It was fun. I might watch it again. I might watch the second part 2 in 40X again.
As you
You
should.
know, just to make sure.
You got to. It's got to be like the one complete experience, bro. You can't go from like 40X to like, well, I'm gonna just hop over to Arizona Mills real quick to see it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man, it's got to be 40X all the way.
I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stick to watching in 40X. But next time I do watch part 2, I'll make sure I'm in like the best seating though. I'm in the middle chair and everything, and so I can feel all like the all of 40X.
You're on the broom too.
Hell yeah.
Listen, I know. I know you said. I know you said you want to see F1.
No, I remember I saw the movie with Kayla, and I was like, if someone starts singing in this theater, they're catching these fucking hands.
Oh man,
movie theaters are not for singing; they're for watching fucking movies.
They're also for chicken jockey.
Oh my god, not the chicken. Oh my god. No, the chick. P.S. Everyone, listen, go to the movies for sure. But this was our pre-show before we did the podcast. Don't bring a live fucking chicken or any live animal, unless it's a service animal. But ain't no fucking way, ain't no service chicken. Okay, like don't bring no live chicken.
Yeah,
and go crazy.
Ain't no damn service chickens up
no,
here.
bro.
Service that chicken for real.
Shit it's getting too wild in these theaters. People.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring any kind of chicken in, bring in
chickens and
bring in a whole ass Costco or Boston Market rotisserie chicken, guys. That kind of chicken, not a live chicken.
Hell yeah.
But I will say though, I know you want to see I know you want to see F1 in IMAX, but I think you should see F1 in IMAX and 40X because of the Top Gun thing they're doing with the technology.
I might do that. I might do it.
Man, you walking out that theater with fucking whiplash in your neck, bro. You're gonna be that was a good movie.
Called Geico.
Ooh-wee.
Oh man.
Walks out in a fucking neck brace.
But that's
oh man.
But that's
the
what's funny though?
Hey man, I'm excited for that movie.
I was talking to our friend Nino the other day, and I was like, yeah, we have 40X in Arizona. I'm like, bro, I wish we do. Yeah, the Regal. And I was like, my man, I live by the Regal. I go there all the time. Ain't no 40X. He goes, oh, for real? He goes, yeah, we have Cine Capri. And then Nino goes, oh yeah, some fucking curtains. That's all we get. Because if you know, like, for all Arizona people, you go to Harkins, you have Cine XL, Cine Capri, and all you get is like the curtains closing and opening.
I know, yeah.
That's all we got.
Damn.
That's all we get.
Not enough.
Hey man, damn.
Oh my god.
Wait. What about at the Tempe Marketplace? Isn't there like better theaters there?
That's Cine Capri.
Tempe Marketplace.
That's Cine Capri.
Yeah.
It's some curtains. Just some curtains.
Damn.
That's the one I was talking.
I ain't coming back to Arizona, bro.
But hold up, I'll tell you what. You know what IMAX needs to get fixed? And Nick, you know this. The IMAX at Desert Ridge. The IMAX is boo-boo AF because we've been there for a couple of times. And the IMAX is kind of like when we saw Dune there a couple years ago. It was Kaylin, Nick, myself, and my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was like green the whole time, and we were like, "This isn't right." And then I think we went.
It was the fucking the projector was fucked up. Like Doug just said, it was green. There was like no audio the first 10-15 minutes, and we're like, bro, we are not about to sit through a fucking 2.5 hour green silent movie.
Bro, you know what's crazy? When I want to go see Dune, on a Regal Premium Theater and everything like that, I knew that when we were watching it, the format was like completely off, and nobody knew about it. Like people were just still watching it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this ain't the right format at all."
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
It was very, very wrong. I was watching it, and it was like the aspect ratio was like a 2:9, and that's very thin. Like that is very, very thin and everything like that. So I literally had to walk out and be like, and tell one of the people that worked there, I was like, "Hey man, your format is wrong. Do you mind?"
You say, "Hey man, respectfully, come fix this shit."
As I'm watching it, when I went back to go see it, the format started changing very slowly into the correct aspect ratio. I was like, okay, finally. But
there you go.
Bro, Moses was pulling this. He was pulling a Ryan Coogler, bro, from the video. Moses was pulling this.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
Moses.
I was like, respect me, man. You got the wrong aspect ratio.
You were like, you were doing this. You were doing the dance.
I was like, this is not a 2, this is not a 2.9 aspect ratio, man. What the hell is this? Like I'm be serious. It was really, really bad. It was really.
Oh
really
my
bad.
God. Oh my God. I'll be paying. Good for you.
Like Ryan Coogler.
Good for you. Oh my God. To our audio listeners, please watch the Kodak video. Ryan Coogler going out all the different versions of these movies, man, because he really him and WB put a lot of hard work into these 70 millimeter 70 millimeter IMAX. So you got to please go support that movie in a premium format if you can, because again, he really put a lot of hard work into that. To the cameras, into the operation of that. Good for you, Moses, though, man. I support that, man. I would be so pissed. I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? Sit down, Dune." we got Dune at home. Something, guys.
Nah, man, nah. But yeah. I mean, no, man. I've maybe because I just watch a lot of movies, man. But I know, what aspect ratio, is supposed to be, especially when I'm watching the screen, and I know what that screen is and everything. I'm like, okay, this is definitely the wrong aspect ratio that they're using for this screen, sometimes movies that are even like 16:9 aspect ratio, but just in general, even like indie movies that are 16:9 aspect ratio, people still tend to like prop it to a widescreen aspect ratio, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not how it was filmed, So, but yeah. Is Nick frozen?
No, I'm just chilling.
He's like, yes, knowledge. He
I was just saying,
Yo, bro, I thought you were like closing his hell, bro. I thought you were just like,
yo.
I think it's Nick's bedtime.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
I think my social battery just ran out. Like,
so
that jump screen is like, I'm here, bro.
Well.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my! Again.
I was like, I was
again.
I had space. I was just kind of like listening to like what everyone was saying. I was just like,
Moses was like this to Nick. He was like, he's doing. Moses went to the board again.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, if you're gonna go watch Sinners, definitely check it out in 4DX.
Oh my God, dude, yeah.
Screen, no, I'm kidding. No.
Oh my God, yes. To our AZ folks, please watch it at AZ Mills. You might see us there, so say hi to us. Or if you see it at City Walk where Moses is, say hi to Moses. Oh my God. All right, so we'll end the part 2 of our CinemaCon coverage because we still have Amazon, we still have Disney, and we still have Paramount. We have a lot to go through, so we'll end it with Universal with Wicked for Good. I think we're all looking forward to that movie as well. But before we go, we're kind of overdue for this. So we tend to end the show with our one-on-ones to our audience, to you, our lovely audience. We do a one show recommendation and one film recommendation. Nick, starting with you, man, what are your one-on-ones for this week?
So for my film recommendation one-on-one, I just saw this movie last Friday, One of Them Days with Keke Palmer and SZA. It was really funny. My fiance was saying it's kind of like a female Friday.
Yep.
Story of, it's one of those days, like the inciting incident, like Keke Palmer, she has like this job interview that she's got to go to, and like her rent is due, but she loses all the money. So then like her and her friend, played by SZA, they basically got to come up with like $1,000, like a 9-hour time period, and shenanigans. It was really funny. It was like a nice, simple, tight script.
Mm-hmm.
And the acting was just hilarious. They had Cat Williams in it. Cat Williams is one of my favorite comedians. He's hilarious. Great movie. For my show, I got two shows for you. I got two shows for you.
What you got?
So one of them is Moses, because you had brought this up. I started watching that new Spider-Man show on Disney Plus. I haven't finished it yet. But I see what you're saying about the Tombstone character. And like I'm seeing like his journey and like how he's kind of like getting there. I'm really enjoying it right now, and just like really the moral complexities of it. So I think I'm about 5 or 6 episodes in, and so like I said, really liking the show a lot. Coleman Domingo playing Norman Osborn in this show. I'm loving it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. My second show, I'm late to this. This show came out like 2015, 2016. Show called Power with Omari Hardwick.
50 Cent?
And executive produced by 50 Cent. By 50 Cent, yep. This show is I think like 7 episodes in. This show is wild, man. Like it's a fun show, it's criminal underworld, just bunch of like kind of low-key like messy shit, a lot of interweaving plot lines, but it's really just like a fun show to watch. I ain't got nothing deep to say about it, but these motherfuckers is some like everybody here is corrupt as shit low-key, but I like that. That's where the fun comes. But so Power, Spider-Man, one of them days.
One of them days that the scene at the credit cracks me, the loan place cracks me up, but it was like 1,999 APR.
Like APR percentage.
APR was so.
Bro, I was like damn near 2,000%, bro. That was funny, man.
Yeah.
No, that movie was wild, and
it's funny. Kale and I both said the same things. I pitched it. It's Friday meets Do Where's My Car meets Dope, like all three of them combined.
Oh, okay. I still got to see Dope. I got to finish Dope rather, but no, that movie was funny.
That was funny.
It was a really sweet like story of the day, because it was really just kind of about like like the friendship between the two characters. Yes, and yeah, SZA's character was like, I think the majority of the humor kind of came from her, because she was just so chaotic in that movie. She was hilarious. But no, great, good movie though. I liked it.
All right, Moses, what you got for us this week?
I was able to see, I think 2 weeks ago, the movie The Working Man.
Hey.
With Jason Statham and everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, man, it's another like another regular job, he does, and he kicks ass, and that's the end of it.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, and had a good time, like this time he's a working man, and yeah, and he to be honest with you, there's not really much like to it than that. And the fact that, he works for a company, and, he has to save, the person who owns the company, he has to save their daughter from a corrupt, organization like usual and everything. And, he has to go and stop them before she basically, before she dies, I think. But it's a good movie. You're gonna be entertained, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. I know I could probably say more, but you just gotta see it for yourself, because I'll probably basically be spoiling the movie for you.
He's a working man.
I like
that. Yeah, and my TV show, I would probably say, if you haven't checked out the show called The White Lotus, it's a really, really crazy show on on Max and everything. Every single season, it's a whole different cast that comes in,
New location.
and it's always set in a new location, but in a Pacific hotel called the White Lotus, and it's very character driven. It's a very character driven show, and it's very plot heavy and everything. But at the same time, it's very there's a level of like suspense there, because you don't really know what these characters are going to do, every single episode and everything. And yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. I definitely recommend this show. People that don't know anything about the White Lotus, and the acting, man. The acting is great. The acting is great in the show. If you're really into character-driven stories, that focuses on the acting, that focuses on the performances and all those kind of things, check out the show The White Lotus. It's really, really great. It's literally one of the right now on like television. I mean, you probably heard about it. And it's one show on Max. So yeah.
White Lotus is a good. White Lotus.
That's my 1-on-1.
Get you hooked. It was funny. I wish it was funny when Nick had a family thing to look over for his family when we had the Working Man screening a few weeks ago. He was being a cool, good uncle. And it's funny though. I walk into the screening, right, and goes like,
"Yeah,
where's Nick?" I'm like, "He's with family." But where he at? It's the funniest thing. When I go solo to a screening, like they always ask like, where Nick at? I'm like, oh, he's with family or with fiance. But where he at? It's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
But
very flattering.
We
blush over you.
They were like, oh, it's just you. Where's your partner? And I was like, oh, he's like, okay, like just you. I mean, I guess. But that movie. At the screening of that movie a few weeks ago, that was so much fun because people in the audience were going crazy, like him kicking ass. Yeah, oh my gosh, whatever. And
really,
there's a line in the trailer. You say in the trailer, whatever. He goes, the guy goes, those are the hands of a working man. And I'll tell you, bro, this crowd erupted. For us, us the press line, us in the press seating did, and the entire audience went crazy. I was like, for this? I mean, that's awesome. And again, I had so much fun with the movie myself, but people were cheering and hollering. I was like, wow. Yeah,
dude. I was having a good time watching this movie and everything, because it's like you kind of go in knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You kind of go in knowing what to expect already, or anything like that. You're gonna expect it, and everything. And I'm excited to see what other job he takes. You know what I mean? Maybe he's gonna be
working man.
Yeah, I mean, he did beekeeper. Porter.
I know they're both Jason Statham. Is he the same character in both movies, or is this just like
all different characters?
Different characters.
Okay, wow. Did David Ayer do? And David Ayer did the beekeeper one.
Yeah, right? They did beekeeper.
You know what? Fuck it. Let me pitch y'all a third one, huh?
Go ahead. What you got? What you got for us?
What did you say, Doug?
No, what you got for us? No.
Pitches?
What is it?
What you got?
For the third one, man, since David Ayer did both of them, in my head, I'm like, this is clearly some sort of connected universe. Have the beekeeper and the working man team up to fight like whatever the fucking villain is.
Yo, that'd be dope. But it's
unemployment.
Yeah.
Unemployment.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like how can you do that?
Part three is they both lost their jobs and they go down to unemployment. They go down to the unemployment office to pick up their checks. And the dude's like, listen, man, we're out of checks today. And then, it's Jason Statham like, oh, bloody hell, man. You're out of the 14 checks, mate. And then he has to kill everybody.
Don't go with that. And then he loses his 401k.
He's like, yeah, sorry, man. We lost your 401k. You lost my bloody 401k, and it. Oh, fucking hell!
This fighting him. It's like, oh my
I'm
god.
kidding.
You know, it's funny. Somebody did a video of like this comedian. He did like a funny video about how
Oh, Godfrey?
yeah,
Godfrey, yeah. It was like Statham was like on the other side. He's like, yeah, man. Like if you were like a librarian or something like that, like this is like how you would like sound or something. Was it that one?
yeah, yeah. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. You know,
That guy's
and
really good.
that was a video that got me excited to watch The Working Man. You know,
Okay, dang.
like you know what?
Yeah, Moses, because now I'm excited to see The Working Man.
I thought it was great, man. I thought it was funny, bro.
It was funny too.
But there are some moments where you think the movie's gonna end.
And it keeps going. And it keeps going.
Really? Okay. Got you.
I had the same feeling with
you think, oh, is it done?
yeah. I had the same feeling with the Beekeeper too. Beekeeper ended like 3 different times where I was like, man, fuck these bees, man. Can I just end the movie? Like I was like, I don't care about these bees no more, man. Like let's just keep going, bro. Like, I don't care.
Well, I'm like, wait, is it done? Oh, it's not? Okay.
What's funny though, I've noticed that any movie that we review with Statham in it, the viewership both on YouTube and our podcast, Spotify and Apple do so well. Like for some reason, any movie that Statham in it, our viewership goes.
Speaking of Statham, dude, Expendables 4 is at like 128K views right now.
It's still going up, and it's still going up. It's still going up.
It's still going up.
And it's still going up.
How are we not monetized yet?
I know.
Yo,
right?
yo.
But
like, come on, man. We just need 300 more subscribers.
Bro, what? Damn.
Yeah.
We'll get there, bro.
We'll get there.
We're on our way.
Speaking of another working man, my one-on-ones of the week, I'm going with a movie that I haven't seen in so long, and I texted Nick after watching it too. It's been so long, and I'm going with 2005's Hitch, starring the boy Will Smith. This movie I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in so long.
Crazy.
I haven't seen it in so long. Man, it holds up so well. But also, think about it. This is a mid-budget studio rom-com that made over $300 million. That's crazy. And this movie had a $46 million opening weekend for a rom-com. And think about it, like back then, Will Smith, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, these guys were opening up movies like crazy. Didn't matter what the premise was.
Bro.
These guys had opening weekends like crazy. It just like.
Bro, you know this movie's old. You know this movie's old. When
oh hell yeah, no, it's
wearing...
old. Hell yeah, no, it's old. I don't know it's old, but man, I haven't seen it in years.
Why you wearing? I won't bag real like that.
No, when I was the kid watching this movie, I was like, damn, he dressed so fucking cool. Like I was like, I need to dress like that.
He's so. What's the line he says to Kevin Smith?
But now I'm like, dang.
When he's what's the line he says to Kevin Smith when he's like dancing? He goes, the pizza line. He goes, hey, no, don't order pizza.
Oh yeah,
they got food there.
Yeah.
You don't need no pizza.
He's like, you don't need no pizza. They got food there. He's like, I don't want to see none of this.
Yeah.
He's like, none of that. He's like, right here. Okay.
Right. He's like
6 inches above the waist. This
Yeah.
is where you live. This is your home right here. Yeah, I memorized that shit. When I was a kid, I was taking notes, man. I was like, okay,
Yeah. And then he slaps him and goes, get out.
He slaps him. He's like, never.
He's like, see, that's what I need to be learning. He's like, right here. Right here.
And then he hits him, get out.
He's like, never do that again.
It's
honestly, that is a really good movie.
It's so good, and to me, it's like I miss those movies like we had like that for like the modern times. Like that today would get made for Netflix or Prime or Hulu, whatever. It wouldn't be the same kind of like.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like I feel like that genre kind of like got brought down into streaming services.
100%.
So that's like, and if it's released on theaters, it's usually probably like once or twice a year.
Yes, and
probably once or twice a year. That's pretty much it.
And watching it the day I think it was on Hulu. I watched it the other day on Hulu, and I was like, man, like it's so fun to see a movie like that kind of budget movie made for theatrical with real locations, shot in New York with real people. Like it just, again, also too, it's I do think that movie star era is really not there anymore, because again, it's like we used to have movie stars like Will Smith and Adam Sandler. I mean, you name it, like even Denzel back then too. Like we're opening movies to like crazy amount of opening weekends. And they're like, oh my gosh, but now it's like
making like low budget movies and everything like that. Like
yeah.
Yeah. I remember like actors used to like just do roles that were even like raunchy, you know what I mean? Just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But now it's like everything has to either be, a blockbuster or something serious.
Yeah.
These days.
And
so, but
I don't know. I love Hitch, and watching it, it's charming, it's funny. Eva Mendes is really good in it. Kevin James is really funny. And Will Smith is very charming, as he always is. It's just a good soundtrack. It's just a cool movie, and it's a bummer that I mean
and I mean there's a lot of nostalgia.
So much nostalgia. So much nostalgia. Like again, that summer they had by Usher and Ludacris and Lil Jon. Like they had that perfect for the soundtrack because that song was new. That song was fresh. And now it's 20 years old.
All right, that's everywhere.
Back
then, bro.
That's like, oh my gosh, like how cool! Like that song that was hot at the moment in a cool movie like this, and it just works. So, and I love Hitch. I haven't seen it in so long, and I was like, man, it has that kind of like special sauce to it, man. It's a very, very, very charming, very sweet movie. Again, when Wilson's on the top of the
that's actually like a solid date night movie.
No, it is.
Oh, 100%.
I was joking 100%. With all them horror movies, Hereditary, Black Phone, all that bullshit. That's actually a good date night movie.
Yeah. It's also like it's kind-hearted too. It's not mean-spirited. It's not like, oh, you're gonna like hook all these girls, be a player or whatever. It's a very sweet movie that he wants people to find love. He wants people to help find love and like find the one. Like it's like he's a bit of a playboy, but like he's doing something good to like help people out, help people who who have low confidence find love. So I love Hitch. So, super underrated. And then for my show of the week, a show everyone's talking about right now it's all over Netflix, and it's Adolescence. This show man, oh man, I was hearing a little bit about it, and then our boy Isaiah called me. He goes, Doug, you gotta see this show, man. You gotta watch it. He was like, dude, you gotta watch this. All right, so on that same week I started it, and it was like maybe 10 a night, whatever. I'll watch one, I'll watch two, I'll watch one, I'll call it a night. I stayed up the entire night and watched all 4 episodes because I was so hooked. Man, oh man, wow. This show is oof. This show is heavy. It's dark. But also it's a very important show to watch too. It's a very important show to watch, I think, with your kids, especially if you have young boys. It's also scary because again, the kids in this show have something that we didn't have growing up, and that is social media and iPhones. And yes, we had phones later on in our life, but when we were like 10 or 11, we were going outside. We were doing things. We had coloring books. We had, we were playing with Game Boys, whatever. We didn't have like technology. We didn't have access to all this information online where anyone at any age can find anything out on an iPhone or iPad or MacBook, whatever. It's like they have all this access to this technology, and that's scary because again, what does that make you? What kind of thoughts do you have? What kind of like ideas you may have? How do you treat people? Bullying is still a huge example, and this show really kind of tackles of like, what young people go through in general, but young boys get these ideas in their head and they kind of start, just not acting out, but it's just like, who is policing that? And I feel like, and there's a good episode, season 2, episode 2. It's 4 episodes. It's a mini series. It's 4 episodes. It's an hour each. Both of them are just beautiful. The beautiful thing about the show is how brilliant it is. It's all one shot. It's all one shot each episode, and it's all in real time. We're with these characters. We're with these people the entire episode, and it's so anxiety-inducing. It's so like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? But also, it just shows again, there's episode 2. They're at a school. And these kids were out of control. These kids were so out of control, fighting each other, saying some out-of-pocket shit where I'm like, yo, if that was us back in the day, our parents would have been called. We'd be getting so much trouble. Like, and the kids are kind of just running the school, and I was like, what the hell? But it is a very sad thing because it shows of, like, it shows a lot of like now kids nowadays have access to all this stuff, and who's policing this? Who's like have a conversation about to your kids of like, don't do that, don't do this. You know, this isn't good, this isn't bad. And again, you got to talk to your kids. If they're having like negative thoughts, if they're being bullied, or they're contemplating doing something awful or hurting someone else, you gotta talk to your kids. And I think the show is a commentary on just being more involved with your kid's life or your family's life, because again, you could be the best parent in the world, you could be the best guardian in the world, but guess what? If you don't monitor and you don't really like police it early on, a lot of awful shit can happen. And the show really kind of showcases how dark it is and how fucked up things can be. So it's a very heavy watch. If you are a parent, I would say it's an important watch, but it's heavy. It's really heavy, but I recommend it. So again, 4 episodes, hour each, and no spoilers, but each episode has a purpose of like, whether it's, you know, consequences and, you know, depression and this, whatever. Each episode has like kind of like a theme they're kind of trying to like showcase with the story. So brilliant show. Stephen Graham's brilliant. The actor who plays the main detective, this guy right here, I forgot his name. This guy right here to the right, brilliant. The kid is really good. But yeah, hard watch for sure, but very important, and you'll definitely be sucked in after like the first few minutes of episode 1. So definitely check out Adolescence on Netflix. Hard watch, but good, but definitely a worthy watch.
I've been waiting to sort of like check it out. You know, definitely check it out. You know, since you're gonna, you know, reminding me back again to watch it.
Please do.
You know.
And you guys also watch it from a filmmaker's perspective. The one shots in these are incredible. How they pulled this off, and it's all no stitching. They did everything one shot, and they were like, yeah, episode 2 was 18 takes or whatever. It's like, wow, like they did a lot of these one shots a couple times. But again, it's just how it moves, how the camera moves. It's brilliant. It's all in one. Again, how Drop was all in real time, because you feel more connected to these characters when you're not cutting away or you know, back and forth, whatever. You're living with living the situation, these people, like they are. And it's like just, it's so anxiety inducing. But man, what a show! So definitely check out Adolescence for sure. Worth the watch. Alrighty, guys. Again, starting with.
Oh, hey man, that was good 101, dog. That was a good 101.
I got shout out Isaiah again, man. I tagged him in my review too. I was like, thank you, Isaiah, because Isaiah was like, dude, you gotta watch the show, man. You gotta watch the show, and he put me on. So I got shout out our boy Isaiah for putting me on that show, because you gotta watch it. And I was like, all right. And I was like, oh shit.
No, the way you explained it and everything like that, the way you're, you know, the passion behind that and everything, you know, I was like, oh shit, all right, man.
I think us three see enough shows and movies to kind of like just appreciate like the bigger picture of stuff. And I think watching that show, I was like, oh, the commentary on this. And again, it's different because again, we were all kids once, but also we didn't have all this technology that kids have nowadays, whether it's iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, you know, the computer. I mean, and access to the internet so freely. You know, we had flip phones, we had sliding phones, you know, we had to go outside, we had to do things, you know, we had to do things like from our own imagination, you know, we had DVDs, you know, that was our thing, our VHSs, we didn't have all this access to all this stuff.
VHSs, bro. Oh my God.
We had CDs, you know, like we don't have all this,
we were able to...
all this stuff. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary, but yeah, definitely watch it. Let me know what y'all think about it, because it's a very good show, but it's haunting, but very well made.
It's on Netflix?
Yes, sir. Netflix, 4 episodes, hour each.
Okay, bad.
Yeah, it's what a show.
Bad.
What a show. And then the acting in this is great. And again, I know Stephen Graham. It was funny. All right, cool. Okay, before we do our goodbyes, Stephen Graham came to my study abroad class when I was in London, because my professor knew.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I always forget, like, he was in my class, and because it's funny, in my British film class, one of my British film classes during my semester abroad, he was in so many of the films I watch. I'm like, oh, there's him again. Oh, there's him again. Also, I love Snatch, so him and Statham and Snatch were so funny together. And I was like, oh yeah, it's him. He's in that movie. He's in that show. He's been a working actor for like so many years. And he came to our class, and could not have been nicer. sweetheart of a guy, very genuine, very pleasant, very nice, very encouraging about, you're trying to make a TV and film, follow your dream, follow your passion. Sweetheart of a guy, super nice. So again, I have a lot of respect for the guy too, as a performer, but also as a person too. So shout out to Stephen Graham for being a really cool dude during my semester abroad. Funny enough, ironically enough, he was really cool.
That's awesome, dude.
It was really cool. Alrighty, guys. Nick, where can our lovely audience find you at home on the socials?
It's funny you asked that, Doug, because our lovely audience can find me right here at the Midway Avenue Productions Podcast, Genre of Your Life. And, of course, if you want to follow my personal on Instagram, that is at Ahmad Johnson 98. You already know.
Moses?
I'm glad you asked that, because you can always find me here at this Genre of Your Life podcast every day, all day, never stop. Never end.
Stopping.
And I'll always be here. I'll never.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
You know why, Moses? Because you know why? Because we're number one.
We're number one, baby. We're number one.
That's a throwback. For another time. I'll tell that story for another time.
Another party. But yeah, you can always find me here. You can always find me at Moses Lawi _ on Instagram, and you can find me at my website at directedbymosesLawi.com. And you can find me. I'm always at the movies. I'm there.
And again, one last time, folks, you can find him at the Rego doing something like this again, pointing to the ratio of the screen.
Hey, that ratio ain't working. Oh man, I can't.
Just
Bro, people are gonna turn that Ryan Coogler thing into a meme.
Yeah, you're welcome, Kodak and Sinners and Ryan Coogler. You're welcome. This is free marketing for you guys. Like, you're fucking welcome. Yeah, you're fucking welcome. Next red carpet, you better call us up. We're there for free. We got you. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. I don't think we laughed this hard on
you
the
know
podcast. What's that? What you got?
I think you should screenshot that and make it and post it as like a funny bit. Not for us, but just like as a meme. Like as a meme or something like that.
Yeah, I like that actually.
Like
I like that.
Like going up to a theater manager if they got the wrong answer.
It happened to me at the fucking Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, where they were like, "Yeah, film for IMAX." I'm seeing with my dad. Yeah, this IMAX scene. There was no IMAX scenes. I walked out so angry. I was like, man, what the hell? I was so upset. About that. Yeah,
told you, man.
IMAX.
Told you.
I was so upset. I said, I don't trust y'all no more. I'm like,
bro, if you're messing with the aspect ratios, bro, you're messing around with the formats. Yeah. Some theater people don't understand, the damn format, and how different each format should be. They think, one format should match every other, other sort of like a, theater screen format. So.
Yep.
It's not how it works, man.
No, not like this. Not like this. Just
not
like this.
Not like this.
Like these amazing gentlemen and two of my best friends in the world. You can find me here, of course, on the Genre of Your Life podcast every week. And, of course, you can find me personally on Instagram.
So you got to put some oomph in it.
Well, you're right. All right, go.
Say it with your chest.
I said.
There you
I said. No, you can find me here at this very special, amazing, your go-to film and TV podcast.
Yeah.
And my dog Blue is like, what the hell are you doing? You can find me here at your favorite podcast, which is called the Genre of Your Life Podcast, a weekly podcast every week, every Thursday, every Friday. Of course, you can find me on Instagram at The Young Jones. And of course, you can find our socials, all one word, at Midway Avenue Productions on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, support these gentlemen too at our link tree on our Instagram. They're amazing short films. Nick's article, Moses' article, his website. Please, we're really proud of what we do here, of course, and our outside of the podcast as well. And thank you all, of course, for joining this week. And if you're new to the show, come back and join us again next week. We have a lot more in store for you all as we're leading to the summer movie season. And of course, everybody, of course, go support original movies. You have so many amazing films right now in theaters. Support your local cinema, your movie theater, and support original cinema, filmmaking in general. And of course, we'll see you guys next week. And of course, we'll see you all at the movies.